The purpose of this video is to go over the AutoTable feature that we use to bring in our mechanical schedules from Excel directly into AutoCAD. AutoTable allows us to bring these directly in from Excel with the information linked between the two so that engineers can be working on information and updating it without interrupting the workflow of the production staff. So one of the first things I need to kind of go over with you is that you will notice up here there's no drop down for AutoTable. Before we go to IT asking them, hey, can you install this? Check to see if you actually have it installed. So it can be installed and just not showing in the workspace. To have this appear, just go down the command line and start typing AutoTable underscore load menu, and it'll ask you about a customization file. You don't need to worry about picking a file or anything like that. All you do is hit escape and you'll see at the top that AutoTable will appear here. So, so now that you have the AutoTable there, it's available to you. Uh, you should come down here and come to the register and pull a license. I'll get a license now. Okay. And then you have a license now. It's pulled off our network so you can start working. AutoTable has a few features that we need to kind of go over to get set up before we actually do any of the actual work. So in this part, there's two sides to this. There's first to make sure that we get all of our fonts correct. That part would be if you come to the AutoTable pull down we just had up here and come down to font map. So we want to make sure that we have the checkbox checked next to use the same style for all fonts, and we want to set that to GEI standard, the standard Genesis text style. And we also want to make sure that use the global font map are checked. And just hit OK. So what this will do is make sure when we bring these auto tables in that your settings are correct. Now the second part that we need to do, so we got text styles right. Now we got to make sure that it shows right. In AutoCAD, our our plotting is based on line colors. So standard schedule, border, border around title, border around the whole schedule is cyan. Everything internal is white. Text is white. So we need to make sure that information is also set up on your computer. All this stuff that I'm doing now is one time setup. We don't have to do this every time you start a project. It's just the one time. So to bring the next part in, we're going to actually start the process of bringing in an AutoTable schedule. So we're going to create an AutoTable schedule. And what this should do is bring up an Excel file or Excel program. So one of the things that you typically don't see inside of Excel when you open it any other time is this tab for AutoTable. So what we need to do is we need to bring in our options and to make sure that it's exported out, brought in as an AutoCAD table, and also bring on the colors and everything goes with it. So all we need to do to fix that would be we hit the options button, and we'll get this dialog box here. You'll see in here the borderline weights have the thin lines in our Excel file are set as white, thick lines are cyan. Using text color is from the table style itself, which we'll go over in the next part when we actually bring these in. Scaling is this is what scaling should look like, and we have it set to AutoCAD table. So now that we have all these in, so this will be what it's supposed to look like. So rather than going through and checking each one of those parts and making sure it's all correct, all you need to do is come down to the button template here and load from file. So when you go to load from file, or come open up a browser, and what we need you to do is go to the C drive, Genesis CAD, custom, and CADIG. And what you'll see in here is a .opt file called GEI AutoTable Mech. You bring that in, open, and if those settings were not correct, it would be now correct. So we'll hit OK, and you can close out of the AutoTable. Don't have to actually bring it in, and those settings are there now. So next time when you do bring an AutoTable in, you don't have to do that again. Everything is set up for you.